Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have an exclusive footage of FIA controlling the car of Red Bull. So we are going to play the video and then we'll give our honest opinion. Let's go.
Live to the Red Bull garage. It's amazing what you see when you stay around the pit lane for a bit. This is the Red Bull #1 mechanic Ole Schack on the right hand side, demonstrating to two chaps from the FIA, scrutineers from the FIA's technical department, exactly how they do it. I never thought that they were actually going to be this open. So look, Ole Schack is actually showing how he puts the device into the footwell of the car once the driver is out, which adjusts the ride height of the front of the car. So part of this is for the FIA to actually understand how the device works in a little bit more depth.
As I understand, they're looking to that sensor, let's say, or the device.
The device that keeps the car up and down.
Qualifying begins, sprint qualifying, and the first Parc Fermé period begins later this afternoon, Austin time, in the evening in the UK. That's when Parc Fermé begins, and the FIA need to understand, well, how are we going to measure whether you're not changing the floor in Parc Fermé as the allegations have been against you? So they need to understand, first of all, how the system works. And this is how the system works. And this is fact. I could watch this all day, Simon, because Ole Schack, who is the man who knows, and you know, Ole has been with the Red Bull Racing. He's a loyal servant of Red Bull Racing. He's been with
They are definitely in trouble. They are. I don't want to use that word, but they are f up.
Yeah, they are dead.
block our
If they're looking this car into these kind of details, then Red Bull is in a big problem, big trouble.
It's Red Bull. So absolutely fascinating scenes going on down here. So yeah, this is being well and truly understood by the FIA. Of course, Simon, Parc Fermé hasn't started yet, hasn't it? So they can adjust it up and down as much as they want at the moment. But once Parc Fermé does start, and that applies to the sprint qualifying as much to a Grand Prix qualifying as it would on a normal weekend, they can't change it. And this is
They are putting something inside.
Understanding from Red Bull Racing how it's changed and how they're going to govern it going forward.
Again, according to Christian, I want to come back to you here, Ted, but if you're trying to look for evidence of whether or not this has actually happened in Parc Fermé before, surely you just have to go back through all the footage of Parc Fermés over the last 3 years and identify whether that tool had been used. But
yeah, you mean the CCTV camera? There is. No, you're absolutely right, Simon. There is CCTV. You know, CCTV records us all doing everything these days in all times. But the FIA absolutely could. And now that they know what to look for, and now that I know what to look for, this sort of probe on the end of a small sort of common house or garden drill, then they would be able to go back. I think the seal is going on now. You can see some seals there, can't you, Simon? There you go. The seals are going on. But to do that, Red Bull would have to say, okay, this is our ride height, we've decided on it. It's all going well for Max Verstappen, we're not going to change it before the start of qualifying. So if they have decided that, then okay, you know, it's quite early. Lots of other teams might not have decided that this is what their ride height is going to be. You've got to go and analyze some data. Engineers have got to go and make decisions as to what their ride height is going to be. But the beginning is at the beginning of the FIA governance of this, the increased governance and scrutiny has then begun. They're starting to put various bits of seals on various bits. But yes, no, Simon, you're quite right. And having seen it now with my own eyes, I can't believe that
FIA just sealed the device so they won't be able to use the device. If the FIA checks the car after the qualifying and they see that the seal is off, then Red Bull is dead.
This device in there and start, you know, screwing a little nut that actually affects a bit of the car. So now I've seen how it actually works, I'm starting to think that there's no way they could have done this in Parc Fermé without a scrutineer picking up on it and saying, I'm going to refer this back to the FIA.
And the one thing that you do pick up, let's bring it into the guests here on the ground, is that that's not, as you'd suggest, instantly accessible from the cockpit, is it? It's buried deep under, as he said. It's part of just of the way. This is what Christian was explaining. He was saying, look, it's just the way that we have packaged it, and it is deep down below the pedal.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever put an Allen key between your toes, but you can't do much adjustment with it. So yeah, it's very unlikely. But no, it's very obvious how they're doing it outside the car. But as Ted said, that they can't adjust the ride height before qualifying. That's not correct, because they can actually with shims, can't they? Old school.
Yeah, I think we need to be really clear on this. Is about adjusting the height of the T-tray, the bib. The ride height of the car is adjusted on the suspension, and anybody can get to those. The way they control the overall ride height of the car, but that would be cheating as well, and would be probably more visible. But Red Bull, of course, are saying.
Oh, of course, that will be cheating, but until this time, is that meaning that Red Bull was cheating and dominating every single race in the last 3 years with this device?
Absolutely. That's something to be concerned and to be discussed, because this is a really, really big news. This is a big news.
You tell us how you want to lock this device off.
Well, they're either sweating or they're relieved. And was it Formula One that asked for them to demo it, or did the team volunteer it? Would be another little bit of information that would be interesting.
What we're seeing right here, right now, it does seem very public. I mean, nothing.
Right. Was this Red Bull saying, I'm going to show you how it's done, because they're not going to offer that up unless they know that CCTV is going to clear them of this being any issue moving forward, or they're sweating because the FIA said, show me how it's done, and they're like, well, this is not going to go well for us. Time will tell the story, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see how they're doing it. And is this the only way to access it as a team? Could you go through the inside of the cockpit? Are they volunteering exactly how they have been doing it? I don't know.
What I have learned in this business is don't take anything at face value.
Don't believe anyone.
Anything at face value, and I learned that in a very painful way a very long time ago on a car that this young man might have been driving, actually. So you have to keep your mind completely open, because they'll bamboozle you. And these cars are super complex.
It does feel, doesn't it, with the open source components aspect of this, that the information has been readily available to all the teams from the start, because it's such a heavily policed part of the car and so crucial to the rules and regulations, the current set of regulations. So it's the timing thing that you kind of question, don't you, from the other teams? It's all about destabilization and lobbing a few grenades in there.
And there's already a lot of pressure on Red Bull to perform. You know, they're
I don't know what to say.
What?
They, as I saw and as we listened to what was his name?
David Croft.
No, also David Croft and
the other one. That.
I think FIA catched something
Fishy.
on
Something fishy was happening to the car
on
of
the
Red Bull.
CCTV cameras, and they just said, okay,
This is not
the
right.
cheating is over. But I don't know what will happen. Are they going to ban from the race, or?
This is something to be discussed, because
But I don't believe that.
no, they're not gonna ban it, but they're
gonna
gonna.
not in power frame. But
I think they're gonna give a fine to Red Bull.
That's the other topic. Let's say, how much will Max Verstappen's, let's say, not Red Bull's, because Perez is struggling a lot. Also, this procedure that we watched, also they did on Perez car. How much will affect to Max Verstappen car at the qualifying? If Max Verstappen finishes like 7th or 8th, the challenge is on for Ferrari and McLaren.
Yes,
For the championship.
definitely. I think. Do you know what's gonna happen?
Because everyone said that McLaren is cheating, they are doing mini DRS, but the real cheater was inside us.
McLaren is cheating also.
Maybe, let's say everyone is cheating, but the Red Bulls,
Red Bull are the kings.
yeah, it was like maybe they
you know-
dominated 3 years
you know-
with this
Yeah.
system.
You know what? Yesterday, what Lewis Hamilton said.
Yeah,
They are the best inventors when it comes to the gaps of the laws that they have, or the rules.
to
Let's
find
say,
that the
yeah,
whole.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole.
Guys, that's it. Just don't forget to write below your opinions.
Absolutely, yeah.
What do you think about this topic? Also, we will talk this on our live stream at the qualifying.
Yeah,
and
we will discuss.
We will see better results of Max Verstappen's car.
We will have much more detailed information what is going to happen with the car,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it's going to perform, and was that the thing that made Red Bull a champion or Verstappen. Let's
That's
say
it,
like that.
guys. Just don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.
Thank you for
Bye.
watching this video with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao.